Well, a blessed Easter to you all. Good evening and welcome to this edition of KTN Prime. I'm Michael Oyer.
And I'm Edith Kimani. Here's a look at our top stories this evening.
Drama as Embakasi MP is arrested for the second time in one day.
The bulldozers are back. Nairobi's residential estates flattened.
Bad day for Al-Shabaab as 100 fighters are killed in combat.
And still on KTN, court now blocks IEBC's boundaries report.
Welcome. Water Assistant Minister Ferdinand Waitito found himself on the wrong side of the law when he attempted to block a demolition exercise in Embakasi.
Waitito was arrested and arraigned in court to answer the charges of incitement. Shortly after he was released on a cash bail, he was yet again arrested for a different offence. Asha Muilu now brings us the report.
It was a bad day for the Water Assistant Minister. A day when Ferdinand Waitito found himself hurled in a police cell twice and arraigned before a court. And it all began here. Early morning demolitions in Umoja 3 area with the police closely overseeing the exercise. This is when Waitito showed up at the scene with an angry crowd urging the residents to block the demolitions. But the police would not allow him to take the law in his hands. After heavy confrontation, the Embakasi MP was arrested and taken to the Kileleshwa police post. Shortly after, he was arraigned at the Milimani courts and charged with incitement to violence and disobedience to the law. After pleading not guilty, Chief Magistrate Esther Maina released Waitito on a 100,000 shilling bail. Ferdinand Waitito is no stranger to controversy, but as it's emerging clearly, even his high position in society cannot excuse him from upholding the laws of the land, the same laws that he and his colleagues in Parliament enacted. Waitito's appearance in court was in relation to demolitions that he attempted to block in 2010. In the evening, police arrested him afresh to arraign him in court for today's incident. He was, however, released on a free bond.
Kama watu hawajapewa notice na waone tu maburudoza kweli watalala tu hivi waone watu wanabomoa kwao, lazima wajitetee.
Waitito's wars with the authorities date back to 2010 when he protested the demolition of KPA slums. Today he was blocking yet another demolition exercise at Embakasi's Umoja 3 area. The houses are reportedly on a road reserve and the residents have been issued eviction notices. Asha Muilu, KTN Prime.
Well, the latest demolitions are a reminder as to why land reforms are important and need to be effected. More Kenyans continue to find themselves homeless in what are already harsh economic times and are forced to start from scratch.
In many cases, these are people who are either too poor to own land or have been duped into illegal land deals. In their latest report, the Kofi Annan panel warned that it is taking Kenya far too long to sort out the land mess. KTN's Anki Guta takes a look at the state of land in the country.
Today's demolitions in Nairobi's bring back the unhappy memories of the Syokimau, Italy, KPA, Kiangombe and Mitumba village demolitions. Merciless bulldozers bringing down palatial homes and shanties alike as their owners watch in utter dismay. In most cases, the demolitions happen during the rainy seasons, but even the most compassionate agree that, like it or not, the reality is that the state of land in Kenya is in utter disarray, and with every house that comes down, the value of the title appears to diminish. Demolitions are of two kinds. The first, where illegal lands deals have spiraled, such as those involving the Mavoko Municipal Council, and the second, where those from low-income households simply put up shelters wherever idle land is found. The Joint Parliamentary Committee led by Gashoka MP Mutava Musyimi found that most of the people in these Syokimau demolitions had undertaken due diligence and that further the government had allowed them to settle on its land, as was the case in Kiangombe, Mitumba and Masai villages. So in such a case, some may argue that they have been wrongfully evicted. No doubt some of these tracts of land have been earmarked for public projects and those titles must be respected. But the trouble begins when Lands Ministry officials are part of the fraud and issue unsuspecting buyers with fake titles. In this case, who protects the corporation that holds the land and the swindled buyer? Musyimi's committee recommended that the government should forthwith stop inhuman demolitions and compensate people who had lost their property through such demolitions. While a slum upgrading project in Kibera looks at giving proper housing to Kenyans living below the poverty line, that project has not been completed. There is hope, though. Comprehensive land reforms appear to be on the way. Currently, 3 bills are before Parliament. A report on the state of public land is due in Parliament on the 17th of this month. It is hoped the National Land Commission will restore sanity to the area that has seen Kenyans even pick up arms against each other. For KTN Prime, I'm Anne Kiguta.
Prime Minister Raila Odinga has lashed out at politicians grouping themselves in ethnic communities to seek the presidency in the next general elections. The Prime Minister says such groupings will split the country along tribal lines. The Prime Minister, who was accompanied by his deputy Musalia Mudavadi, was speaking at Kisumu, the launch of the Urban City project.
Just a day after an ODM NEC meeting decided to amend the party constitution to allow Musalia Mudavadi to challenge Raila Odinga for the party's presidential elections, the two politicians sat together, this time at a ceremony to inaugurate the Kisumu Urban City project. While Mudavadi avoided politics, Raila attacked leaders who convened the recent Gema and Kamatusa meetings. The Prime Minister says he will campaign to unite all Kenyans.
And I'm not going to count to other people of this country to vote for me because I'm a Luo. I'm not. I'm a Kenyan. And we as ODM are united in this. Musalia Mudavadi is united. He's a Kenyan. He's not a lawyer.
He has challenged other parties competing against ODM to come up with a formidable plan instead of retreating into their tribal cocoons.
This constitution is going to liberate our people if properly implemented. And it can only be implemented by people who truly believe in it. Not the red carders. Not the watermelons. Only those who believe in green.
Mudavadi kept off politics, instead urging residents of Kisumu to get involved in the urban project for them to reap maximum benefits.
I promise you that if you do these things properly, Kisumu City will become the investment destination of choice. Kisumu City will graduate to the status of a special economic zone, attracting investors and generating employment.
Signed in 2010, the Kisumu Urban Project is the first to be implemented directly by a municipal council and is funded by the French government to the tune of 4.8 billion shillings.
We bear in mind that everything has to be done to ensure that the works starts before 2013, so that the project becomes manifest and visible to the people of Kisumu as soon as possible.
The project has 5 components, that is capacity building and structure planning, solid waste management, improvement of infrastructure, construction of commercial and financial management, as well as slum upgrading.
Is he a spoiler or serious presidential material? Musalia Mudavadi has from nowhere become a thorn in the flesh for ODM party leader Raila Odinga. Is Mudavadi capable of grounding Raila's presidential ambitions? Our senior political reporter Aaron Ochieng reports.
Last night's decision by ODM, top decision-making organ, National Executive Council, to soften ground on party's constitution and allow amendments to a clause that gave the party leader automatic ticket to run for presidency may be interpreted differently across the political divide. The ODM constitution seemed to have locked the door for Deputy Leader Musalia Mudavadi, and after two NEC meetings, the hard stance seems to have loosened up a bit.
So we as a party must also look carefully at the process and present nomination rules and regulations for all these positions that will be user-friendly to our members.
The decision to amend the ODM's constitution therefore means that Raila Odinga, the party leader, is no longer an automatic ODM presidential flag bearer. Nominations for the flag bearer will be done at constituency and ward levels, and a legal team has been formulated to draft new party rules to accommodate the changes.
The view was that ODM is a dictatorship, that Raila Odinga is the dictator, that ODM is Raila and Raila is ODM. Not a very good picture.
We'll only be making it more difficult for Musalia Mudavadi to walk out when he chooses to walk out. And if he should walk out, they will be saying that he walked out because he was going to walk out anyway.
Raila is facing an unexpected inner battle within ODM, with many questioning whether Raila is panicking and whether Mudavadi is capable of beating Raila fair and square, and if Raila and ODM can really be formidable party minus Mudavadi.
Musalia has his own strategy of working out, and that strategy means that he has to look very good. He has to walk out legitimately and he has to walk out convincingly, especially in the eyes of the public.
Speculation has been growing that the sudden rise to popularity and intense grassroots campaign by Musalia Mudavadi is because he is working with forces outside ODM who want to deal with Raila's presidential ambition from within his own party. Others feel that Musalia's aggressive campaign is driven by the fact that he has played second fiddle for too long. He was Uhuru Kenyatta's losing running mate in 2002 election, and again Raila's losing running mate in 2007.
Because there are some people who are out there to stop Raila Odinga. And this is the only man who can do it legitimately. He's a man who is not a Kikuyu, he's not a Kalenjin, so you cannot, where will you fight him? He had a case regarding Goldenberg at some point, but a competent court cleared his name. So essentially you can say that the man is as clean as they come.
Already Raila has set up a presidential campaign team, a clear indication that the PM is sure that his name will feature in the presidential ballot. Aaron Ocheng, KTN Prime.
Time for the big question then. Do you think Mudavadi is likely to quit ODM?
Well, send us your comments beginning with a yes or a no to our SMS number. That's 8040, and we will sample some of your comments at the end of this live newscast.
Well, the High Court has temporarily suspended the implementation of the Boundaries Report recently published by the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission.
The Ligala report on boundaries has had many voters seek legal redress to have the demarcation scrapped or changed. Catherine Omwanto has more.
Since the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission released the proposed new boundaries, aggrieved Kenyans have been running to court in disagreement. And today was no different. By close of the day, High Court had a total of 26 petitions against the newly proposed boundaries before the implementation deadline. Residents of Dagoretti North, Murang'a, Kiambaa, Malava, Baringo Central, Kirinyaga, Makueni and Kitutu Chache were allowed by the court to challenge the new boundaries. Justice Philomena Mwilu granted Makueni residents orders to suspend the report that published a list of 80 new constituencies and electoral wards to be used in the forthcoming general elections until their cases have been determined. Makueni voters disagreed with the fact that the constituency was not divided, yet it holds a large population. In the 26 petitions, voters are seeking to compel IEBC to repeat the exercise, but this time take their concerns into consideration. Kenyans were given 1 month to challenge the boundaries. The court has 3 months to hear and determine all the disputes arising from the new boundaries. Justice Mwilu directed the aggrieved parties should appear before Justice Mohammed Warsame on the 19th of April 2012 for further directions. Catherine Omwando, KTN Prime.
The Standard Group has made new appointments in the editorial department. Fred Mbugwa has been appointed managing editor of the weekend editions and Convergence. Mbugwa was, until his promotion, deputy managing editor, weekend editions.
Walker Nyagwaka has been appointed to the newly created position of Managing Editor, County Weekly. He was previously the Managing Editor, Weekend Editions position. Ben Agina has also been promoted to Senior Associate Editor, Weekend Editions. Agina was previously Associate Editor. Njoki Karoya has also been promoted to Senior Associate Editor, Magazines.
Congratulations to all the appointments. You are watching KTN Prime, and just ahead,
Constitution implementation may take 10 years. Stay with us.
Habari Afrika, leo tutatumia nguo hii kuweka Ariel katika jaribio gumu zaidi. Tutatumia kovu sugu zaidi, dua la mchuzi. Dua hili upenye zaidi ndani ya nguo na kuliondoa kwa mosho moja huonekana haiwezekani. Tutapasua nguo hii katika vipande viwili. Tutaosha kipande kimoja kwa sabuni ya unga ya kawaida na kingine kwa sabuni mpya ya Ariel iliyo na micro cleaning boosters. Ariel mpya hupenya ndani zaidi na kuondoa madoa sugu kwa mwosho mmoja. Je, Ariel imeondoa kwa mwosho mmoja? Na sabuni ya unga ya kawaida? Tuipe sabuni ya unga ya kawaida mara ya pili. Na baada ya mwosho wa pili? Kwa hiyo, nani ameshinda jaribio la mwosho mmoja? Ariel mpya, matokeo bora kwa mwosho mmoja.
What's up, man? What's up? This is Eric Command, man. Yeah, you know what? I'm running for MP. I'm doing Miami County, man. Sorry, chill out. Don't throw the blows, man. I need your vote. I chose some more Latinis because I know the teenies are gonna vote me in. Rock your vote.
Kenya Airways' dream of a new Africa competing on a global scale is now becoming reality with the Kenya Airways rights issue, and we're inviting all our shareholders to own a piece of the dream of 9 new Boeing 787 Dreamliners, the world's most modern passenger aircraft, spearheading a fleet of over 100 new aircraft, uniting every capital in Africa with major destinations across the globe. Don't miss out on the Kenya Airways rights issue. Apply now for your rights and let's turn our dream into reality. Kenya Airways, the pride of Africa.
Should have got a Solitech. Look for a Solitech at your local store. Solitech, the power to protect.
Be
truly Kenyan.
2,500 kilometers, 5 pickups, 1 truck. Don't miss the Nissan Challenge every day from Monday at 8:30 p.m. exclusive on KTN. The Nissan Challenge. Get ready for the ride of your life.
Every drop of Karanget that seeps through the Mount Forest is filtered by volcanic rock and is finally put into a bottle. That's how natural it is. Filtered by nature, bottled at source.
Polyseed Classic nets are intelligently formulated with the insecticide incorporated into the fiber of the net, allowing it to repel and kill mosquitoes for up to 5 years.
Oh God, please make his fever go down. You can do this. Samaria, fight the fever, Samaria.
But how did you know that it was Zarelli? No, don't you start with your scary ghost stories, I beg you, Amanda.
Yeah, she's right. You're making me very nervous when you keep talking about it that I'm starting to believe it.
But did you tell me that Rafaela only went to see him because he's actually very sick?
Well, precisely. He felt sick again. It seems it has become a bad habit.
It's like a dream, Rafaela. It's like a dream come true.
Can you get up by yourself?
Providing you and your